What if I told you that behind the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, some of the biggest stars are living proof that the pursuit of perfection can turn into a nightmare? Even now, there are celebrities willing to do anything to reverse the choices they made in the name of beauty. From botched surgeries that have ruined their looks to dramatic transformations that leave fans breathless, these are the secrets Hollywood doesn't want you to know. Stay tuned, because these aren't just ordinary transformation stories. They're cautionary tales about the steep price of chasing an unrealistic dream and how the cosmetic surgery paradise can quickly turn into a prison. Let's start with a name that has become the ultimate symbol of extreme cosmetic surgery. Don't forget to leave a comment with a 1 if you empathize with these stars, or a 0 if you have a different opinion. And before we begin, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the stories that Hollywood doesn't want you to hear. Jocelyn Wildenstein, once one of the icons of high society, known for her graceful beauty and lavish lifestyle, has gradually become a cautionary tale for those who dream of maintaining eternal youth through cosmetic interventions. Her story is not just about a single makeover, but a series of controversial decisions that spanned many years. Her journey into surgery began when she married Alec Wildenstein, a famous billionaire art dealer in the 1970s. Initially, her cosmetic procedures were minor adjustments aimed at enhancing her youthful appearance and maintaining her beauty. However, as her family life faced some difficulties, surgeries became an inseparable part of Jocelyn's life. By the late 1990s, her appearance had changed so drastically that people no longer recognized her. The nickname Catwoman of New York was given to her, a moniker that reflected the strange distortion of Jocelyn's face and served as a warning about the negative effects of cosmetic surgery when abused. But Jocelyn's life wasn't defined solely by her surgeries. When her marriage to Alec Wildenstein ended in 1999, it wasn't just love that she lost, but her financial stability as well. Prior to the collapse of their marriage, Jocelyn had lived in a world of luxury with sprawling mansions, yachts, and all the trappings of extreme wealth. However, after the divorce, she was faced with the harsh reality that the financial security she once took for granted was no longer hers. A lengthy legal battle over the division of assets ensued, and Jocelyn realized that the things she had once considered unshakable, her wealth and her status, were slipping away. The surgeries, the choices that had slowly altered her appearance, were not only robbing her of the beauty she once held, but also taking away the life she had known. What started as a quest to hold on to her youth ended up costing her much more than she ever imagined, from her relationship to the very foundation of her lavish lifestyle. Despite spending millions of dollars on cosmetic surgeries, Jocelyn Wildenstein could not escape the humiliation scandals and eventually financial ruin. The initial surgeries, meant to preserve her youth and eternal beauty, gradually turned into a long, painful, and desperate journey, where each alteration of her face only took her further from the image that the world once admired. Jocelyn had once lived in the utmost luxury, with lavish mansions, yachts, and expensive vacations, things that seemed like they could never be lost. However, her relentless pursuit of youth through continuous surgeries led to a transformation that spiraled out of control. Her appearance gradually became an unfortunate symbol in the cosmetic surgery industry, a testament to the loss of direction when the desire for perfection turns into an obsession. By 2018, after years of facing debt and financial turmoil, Jocelyn was forced to file for bankruptcy. This was a huge shock for someone who had once been admired for her opulent lifestyle, but now only the remnants of a life destroyed by a series of poor decisions remained. What she once had, things she had once considered unshakable, were now only painful memories of a glorious past that had faded away. When Jocelyn resurfaced in public in 2022 alongside makeup artist Alexa Stone, no one could have imagined that this comeback would bring about feelings of regret rather than the admiration she had hoped for. It should have been a grand moment where she could shine once again like she did in the past, but instead it became a reminder of the deep scars that the pursuit of perfect beauty can cause. Imagine that you are at the peak of fame with your voice adored and loved by the whole world. You are an icon, someone everyone aspires to be like. But then one day, you suddenly disappear, gone for 4 years. When you return, everyone is stunned by such a drastic change that it's almost impossible to recognize you. This is the story of Adele, a remarkable transformation that made the entire world confront an obsession with beauty and body image. In 2020, after a long period of absence, Adele returned and shocked everyone by publicly revealing that she had lost 45 kilograms. This change was not just a prominent event, but became a subject of media discussion. Newspapers widely praised her new appearance, calling it a magical transformation. But few knew that behind these compliments lay a much darker truth. However, Adele's transformation was not just the result of simple weight loss or self-care. Her story truly exposes the harsh beauty standards that modern society imposes on stars. Although Adele had lost 45 kilograms and was admired for her new appearance, behind that was a big question about the sacrifices and relentless efforts. Could it be that all the physical changes were just to please a society constantly yearning for beauty and body ideals? Through her transformation, Adele not only inspired personal change, but also made us reconsider the unreasonable demands society places on celebrities. This transformation has become a major debate, causing each of us to question whether outer beauty is truly more important than inner values and self-acceptance. Adele's appearance on Saturday Night Live was not just a captivating performance on stage, but also a testament to a silent battle she had to overcome for a long time. Behind the stage lights was a journey filled with hardship, loneliness, insecurity, and mental struggles during the pandemic. Adele's weight loss became a shield, a way for her to regain control over the chaotic life she faced. But while the world focused only on the outward results, few questioned the reasons behind this transformation. Why do we celebrate dramatic physical transformations while overlooking the hidden emotional scars beneath them? Adele's story, like many others in Hollywood, reflects a harsh truth. The price of perfection is not always success and recognition, but sometimes it's the loss of oneself in the pursuit of acceptance from others. Adele's journey is not just a story about physical transformation, but also a reminder of the inevitable pressures that stars must endure. Weight loss may have helped her regain confidence and a sense of control, but it also raises a big question about what stars, particularly women in the entertainment industry, must sacrifice to meet the beauty standards set by society. Adele's transformation is part of a global conversation about beauty standards and mental health, about whether we can accept ourselves when we don't meet the ideals society expects. Her story is not just about an external makeover, but also about a journey of seeking self-acceptance and peace in a world filled with unreasonable expectations. Adele's story is not just about a physical makeover. It's also a mirror reflecting the tremendous pressures that even the brightest stars face. It's the pressure to be perfect in the eyes of the public, a pressure they sometimes cannot escape. The evidence shows that fame does not only bring glory, but also amplifies insecurity, rewarding external changes rather than healing from within. Adele's story is not only about weight loss. It's a reminder of the emotional cost of living in a culture that glorifies perfection, even if it comes at the expense of personal pain. Britney Spears, the Princess of Pop, who grew up under the bright stage lights, has spent her entire life maturing in front of millions of people. From her earliest days in the music industry, she faced immense public scrutiny, not only about her talent, but also her appearance and personal journey of growth. However, recently, Britney's honesty about cosmetic procedures has completely changed the way the public views her. In an era where filters and image editing technology blur the lines between reality and perfection, Britney's openness about Botox injections, lip fillers, and skin rejuvenation techniques has become both authentic and empowering. She not only shows courage in breaking society's beauty standards, but also affirms the right to live authentically, whether in the spotlight or not. Britney Spears' public sharing of her experiences with cosmetic surgery reflects not only a shift in how we view appearance, but also serves as a powerful voice about the pressures celebrities face in modern society. While others may choose to remain silent about such procedures, Britney decided not to hide them, creating a connection with her followers. She demonstrated that self-care, whether through cosmetic procedures or not, is a personal right and should not be judged or criticized. Britney's story is not just about perfection, but about self-acceptance and self-love in a world where beauty is sometimes undervalued and recognized by external factors. Unlike many other stars who often deny obvious changes until they fall into cosmetic surgery disasters, Britney Spears chose the path of transparency. She admits to the small steps she's taken to maintain her image, reminding the world that not all changes stem from obsession, but sometimes from the need for survival in a high-pressure industry. Britney has shown courage in publicly acknowledging Botox injections and other beauty procedures, asserting that these changes do not always come from dissatisfaction with oneself, but sometimes they are a form of self-care, a way to sustain her career and maintain her public image. However, even these small decisions could not shield Britney from media criticism. Every wrinkle, every injection was scrutinized and interpreted as a symbol of weakness, as though her cosmetic procedures were proof of insecurity and dissatisfaction with herself. Although Britney has always tried to maintain honesty and transparency about her journey in this world full of expectations, she remains a target for baseless judgments. This highlights the pressure celebrities face, where every decision about their appearance can become a public story inflated by the media and met with unfriendly commentary. For someone who has lived a life of control, criticism, and manipulation, these small procedures are not merely vanity. They are acts of defiance, rare moments when Britney reclaims control over her body in a world that always seeks to strip it away. And that is the tragedy. Whether small tweaks or risky surgeries, society still views them as performances. Britney's journey exposes a heartbreaking truth behind every change, whether subtle or extreme, is a person desperately trying to meet unattainable standards. Her story is not about perfection. It is about a woman fighting to be seen on her own terms in a world that rarely allows her to choose. Heidi Montag, the star of The Hills, the queen of reality TV shows, and the woman who became the center of attention for her decision to undergo 10 cosmetic surgeries in one day. Yes, you read that right, 10 surgeries in a single day. At just 23 years old, Heidi decided to trade her girl-next-door look for a transformation that could be compared more to a science fiction movie than a typical reality TV makeover. She underwent a series of surgeries including eyebrow lifts, rhinoplasty, chin reduction, and breast augmentation, a complete makeover with breasts so large they could even function as flotation devices. This decision not only shocked the media, but also sparked a debate about beauty standards and the pressure the entertainment industry places on stars, especially women. While many in the entertainment industry and the media criticized her actions as a sign of a lack of self-acceptance, Heidi saw it as a form of freedom, a way to assert herself in a highly competitive world. However, this transformation didn't come without consequences. Her makeover was nothing short of extreme, and what was initially seen as a complete transformation quickly became a cautionary tale. Fans were shocked, critics were ruthless, and suddenly Heidi was no longer famous for her antics on reality TV. She became the poster child for cosmetic surgery gone too far. Instead of advancing her career, the dramatic changes made her look older, more sculpted, and ironically, not even like herself. The media labeled her a plastic doll, and the once rising star became a reminder of Hollywood's unattainable beauty standards. Years later, Heidi admitted her regret. "If I could go back, I wouldn't do it." She acknowledged that the emotional and psychological toll was far greater than she ever anticipated. The loneliness, anxiety, and exhausting pressure to maintain an image that no longer resembled her. Today, she has stepped away from the spotlight, focusing on family and personal growth. But her story remains a stern warning in an industry obsessed with perfection. Chasing an ideal appearance can sometimes cost more than money. It can cause you to lose your self-esteem. When boxing changed his face, the price paid went far beyond the ring. Mickey Rourke's story is one of Hollywood's clearest reminders of how easily beauty can be lost and how cosmetic surgery can quickly turn from salvation into disaster. In the 1980s, Mickey Rourke was hailed as one of Hollywood's most handsome and captivating leading men. However, he made a decision that would alter his entire life. He gave up acting to pursue a career in professional boxing. Years of fighting in the ring left him with severe facial fractures, forcing him to undergo a series of reconstructive surgeries to restore his face. But the tragedy lies in the fact the surgeries Rourke underwent hoping to restore the alluring looks of his past only made things worse. Despite being famous and wealthy, he could not escape the mistakes made by the very surgeons entrusted with his restoration. Rourke painfully admitted, "One surgeon ruined my face to the point where it was unrecognizable." The surgeries intended to restore his former beauty turned him into a living example of the failures of the cosmetic surgery industry when abused. Instead of regaining the image of the charming hero he once had, the world now remembers him for his scars, medical mistakes, and a drastically altered appearance compared to the one he had built. Rourke's story is a clear reminder that even with money and fame, there is no guarantee of a positive outcome, and sometimes decisions about cosmetic surgery that seem like they could save you are actually the turning point leading to tragedy. Rourke's once iconic appearance with its masculine and alluring beauty has now become a headline in stories of cosmetic surgery disasters, where what were intended to be corrective procedures instead became acts of destruction. The scars on his face are not the result of aging, but the consequences of poor decisions made during his brutal cosmetic journey. However, Rourke's story did not end there. In 2008, he made a remarkable comeback with his role as wrestler Randy the Ram in The Wrestler. This wasn't just a role, it was a portrayal of pain resilience and the collapse of glory that he himself had experienced. This role became a bright spot in Rourke's career, a declaration that despite the physical and emotional scars, true victory doesn't come from hiding them, but from accepting them and finding strength in the pieces of oneself. Rourke's story is proof of the power of recovery and rebirth, not only in his career but in his personal life. He faced failures and wounds, but rather than allowing them to defeat him, he found the strength to keep going. Scars, whether physical or emotional, are not signs of weakness, but evidence of survival, of resilience, and the ability to rise from failure. Rourke proved that even if one's appearance changes, the wounds can be an integral part of the story of recovery and triumph. Janice Dickinson has always lived in the spotlight unapologetically without regret. Once hailed as the world's first supermodel, she was famous not only for her sizzling beauty, but also for her outspoken personality, boldness, and decades-long reliance on cosmetic surgery. Facelifts, breast implants, injectables, Janice was always open about every procedure she underwent, which often placed her on the lists of the most infamous cosmetic surgery disasters. However, in 2016, when diagnosed with breast cancer, Dickinson was forced to face a harsh truth: all the physical changes couldn't shield her from the fragility of being human. The woman who had altered her appearance to maintain fame in an industry that worships youth now had to fight just to survive. At 69 years old, her appearance has changed significantly from the glamorous magazine covers of the 1980s. The years gone by, filled with trials and challenges, have inevitably left their mark on her face. The wrinkles and unavoidable scars have become a part of her life, a sign of time and the battles she has faced. However, what makes her stand out is not the changed appearance, but the inner strength she demonstrates each day in her fight against cancer. She doesn't chase the beauty standards set by society, nor does she try to deny the signs of aging or physical pain. Cosmetic surgery may alter the face, but it cannot change the spirit and determination she has accumulated throughout her life. Only perseverance and a strong will have helped her stand firm against the harsh rounds of chemotherapy, overcoming the pain and the constant fear of illness. Her battle was not one of outer beauty, but a fight for life and self-acceptance. While many may chase beauty standards and seek perfection through cosmetic procedures, she has proven that true courage does not come from changing what is visible, but from the ability to face and accept what is real in life. The months of chemotherapy, the sleepless nights filled with pain and worry, she wasn't just fighting for survival, but also for the belief in herself and the true value of humanity. Her story is a clear testament that human strength does not lie in appearance, but in the ability to overcome the harshest challenges. True beauty is not in the sharp features of a face, but in inner strength, resilience, and the courage to love oneself even when facing changes and the scars that life brings. Janice Dickinson's eventual return to work at the Janice Dickinson Modeling Agency was not just a revival of her career, but a strong and proud statement of her identity and human worth. It is the message that a person is not defined by smooth skin or artificial features, but by the strength to stand firm and overcome the harshest challenges life throws at us. Janice's journey from a woman addicted to cosmetic surgery to a resilient survivor has proven a profound truth. Our bodies are not an experiment to reach perfection. They are the steadfast vessel that carries us through all the storms of time. No cosmetic procedure can replace the inner strength of a person, the strength that comes from the ability to overcome adversity and never give up on oneself. Janice has faced many hardships and mistakes in life, but these mistakes did not defeat her. Instead, they became the solid foundation that helped her rise and continue moving forward. Janice's story is proof that true perfection is not found in appearance, but in how we accept and love ourselves even when faced with scars or the inevitable changes of time. As she has proven, reinventing oneself is not about changing outward form, but about rediscovering who we are through the challenges life brings. Val Kilmer's transformation is entirely different from the cautionary tales of cosmetic surgery disasters. His story is not about vanity or the obsession with maintaining youth, but about survival and facing death. The famous star of Top Gun and Batman Forever saw his life completely upended when throat cancer suddenly struck, threatening not only his career, but also his voice, the instrument that made Val Kilmer an icon. For an actor like him, his voice is the most important connection to his audience, and when this disease threatened to take that away, everything seemed to collapse. He underwent 2 tracheotomy surgeries and years of painful chemotherapy battles, not only against illness, but also against emotional pain. This was not a change driven by aesthetics or a decision to undergo surgery in pursuit of beauty. It was a testament to the cost of fighting for life in a desperate situation. If you find his story inspiring, leave a comment like this video and subscribe to our channel to keep hearing more powerful stories of resilience. Don't miss out on the next chapter. While many stars in Hollywood look to change their faces, enhance their appearance to chase perfection, Val Kilmer's appearance tells a completely different story. His story is not about the pursuit of perfection, but about facing the high cost of survival. The scars on his body, both physical and emotional, are proof of a battle for survival far harsher than any cosmetic procedure. Kilmer is no longer the model of perfection or flawless beauty, but the embodiment of someone who fought illness and overcame limits that many may never imagine. His appearance is a story of strength, of the ability to stand firm against adversity, and a reminder that life, even with its pain, is a precious gift that no one can replace with perfect looks. Val Kilmer's voice was permanently damaged. His face changed dramatically, but it is his resilience that defines him more than any role he ever played in his career. His return in Top Gun Maverick was not just a nostalgic cameo, it was a tribute to inner strength, a testament to a man who fought and triumphed in silence. This role was not only the appearance of a cinematic icon, but also a powerful statement that illness, no matter how harsh, cannot erase his true self. Every frame of Val Kilmer in the film is marked by the battle he endured, a victory not easily won, the victory of refusing to be silent, of not letting illness and adversity make him give up. Val Kilmer's journey is a powerful reminder that not all changes in life are a choice, and not all scars are something to be ashamed of. In an industry where outward perfection is often seen as the measure of success, Kilmer's story puts everything into perspective. True strength does not lie in perfect looks, but in the courage to endure, to adapt, and to keep moving forward, even when life tries to take it all away. Appearances change, voices change, but what cannot change is the strong will and determination to rise, a powerful message Kilmer has conveyed throughout his challenging journey. Justin Jedlicka, famous for his nickname, the real-life Ken doll, remains one of the most notable and troubling examples of a cosmetic surgery disaster in modern pop culture. By the age of 30, he had undergone more than 700 surgeries, a number that even Hollywood's excesses would bow down to in admiration. His obsession began at 18, not only due to a desire for perfection, but also from a deep struggle with body dysmorphia, amplified by a society that worships appearance as the measure of worth. Jedlicka's appearances on shows like Botched and My Strange Addiction turned his personal pain into a public spectacle, making his face and body a mirror reflecting society's obsession with perfection. Instead of being admired, many view his story as a tragedy, a living proof that the relentless pressure and promises of perfection can lead to irreversible distortion. While many people seek small aesthetic changes, Justin took the extreme path, becoming a symbol of the fragile line between self-expression and self-destruction. What makes his story so frightening is not just the surgeries themselves, but the message they send about us, a society that constantly demands that people be more beautiful, no matter the cost to their very selves. His journey is not only a story of physical transformation, but also a profound lesson about the consequences of obsessively chasing an ideal of beauty with no end in sight. Each surgery not only changes the outer appearance, but can also leave deep scars within, serving as a reminder that the pursuit of perfection can push a person towards self-destruction. Justin Jedlicka's story is a reminder that true beauty doesn't come from external appearances, but from accepting and loving oneself, regardless of society's standards or expectations. Amidst the countless stars in the entertainment industry often associated with cosmetic surgery disasters, Dolly Parton stands out as a unique symbol, not for perfection or a flawless image, but because she has fully embraced and taken responsibility for every choice she has made. She is not one to hide or deny the procedures she has undergone, as many other stars often do when the media brings them into the spotlight. Rather than allowing surgeries to become a point of controversy or scrutiny, Dolly has embraced them with humor, honesty, and a completely proactive attitude. Her iconic quote, "It takes a lot of money to look this cheap," is not just a clever response to criticism, but also a way for her to affirm her freedom in deciding and shaping herself. In fact, Dolly Parton has turned her physical transformations into an inseparable part of her public image, not just for beauty, but as a personal signature reflecting her confident self that is unafraid to acknowledge what she has done. From facelifts and breast implants to Botox injections, Dolly is not only open about her beauty upgrades, but shares them with pride, exuding grace, sincerity, and warmth, qualities that have built her unique brand in the entertainment industry. While many other stars choose to keep their cosmetic procedures secret or downplay them when asked by the media, Dolly Parton is completely different. She has never been afraid to face the truth and has never shied away from admitting that she has changed her appearance through cosmetic methods. For her, it is not a lack of confidence, but a way to express herself powerfully and freely as part of her journey to find satisfaction and balance in life. Dolly Parton has redefined beauty standards in a world obsessed with perfect appearances, proving that true beauty comes from self-acceptance and the right to own oneself rather than chasing unrealistic ideals. In a culture where women are often criticized for changing their appearance, Dolly Parton's transparency is both refreshing and deeply inspiring. She is not only a role model for talent and beauty, but also a living testament to self-empowerment and the right to redefine one's image without fear of judgment. What sets Dolly's story apart from many other Hollywood tragedies is that her cosmetic surgeries have never overshadowed her true talent and legacy. While her appearance has changed over time, her powerful voice, exceptional songwriting ability, and compassion remain intact, never dulled by any surgery. She has proven a profound truth: cosmetic surgery does not necessarily end in tragedy or a loss of identity. In fact, for her, it is just a small part of the journey to express herself to the world and is not the defining factor of who she is. Dolly Parton's journey is a testament that when cosmetic surgery is done with confidence, honesty, and a bit of humor, even in a Hollywood full of disaster stories, it can still coexist with dignity, kindness, and lasting success. She has taken control of her image without allowing society or the entertainment industry to define her through her appearance. Dolly's cosmetic procedures are not a sign of insecurity, but an affirmation of each individual's right to own their body and image. Her journey reminds us that beauty cannot be measured by societal standards, but by self-acceptance, self-respect, and the strength to maintain core values, no matter how many times we may change. The famous family of LaToya Jackson and her controversial face, once admired for its natural beauty, has become one of the most talked about subjects in the entertainment world. LaToya Jackson, originally known for her talent and her striking resemblance to her legendary brother Michael Jackson, soon became more famous for her dramatic physical transformation than for her career. Over the years, her appearance has changed so significantly that it has sparked a whirlwind of speculation and curiosity. Was this transformation driven by the intense pressure of fame and the constant comparisons to her famous family members, or is it a reflection of the Jackson family's complicated relationship with cosmetic surgery? LaToya's changing appearance has raised questions about the extent to which celebrities are willing to alter their looks to meet society's beauty standards, and how this desire can sometimes overshadow the pursuit of happiness and self-acceptance. The Jackson family's history with cosmetic procedures, particularly Michael Jackson's transformation, further complicates LaToya's story, turning her physical changes into a public statement about beauty identity and the price of fame. Regardless of the reasons, LaToya's once soft features have become more sculpted, almost mask-like, making her a target for criticism. But say what you will, LaToya owns her choices. Despite the scrutiny, she continues to thrive in the entertainment industry, bouncing between reality TV shows and advocacy work. Her personal life has been marked by a controlling father and a toxic marriage, both as public as her face. But through it all, she has tried to carve out an identity beyond the Jackson name. While that hasn't always been easy, and her surgeries remain a hot topic, LaToya's journey is not just about aesthetics, but about survival in a world that never stops watching. Living in the shadow of Michael Jackson will never be simple, but LaToya continues to navigate fame in her own way. Love it or doubt it, one thing is certain: she remains standing, performing, and staying strong. Pamela Anderson wasn't just a lifeguard on Baywatch. She became a cultural phenomenon with her platinum blonde waves, captivating persona, and iconic red swimsuit. She became the hottest beauty of the 90s, forever running in slow motion in the minds of millions. Her images in that famous swimsuit have been etched into the minds of viewers, and she is regarded as one of the most alluring figures of the 90s. Pamela made an indelible mark on pop culture, becoming a symbol of beauty and irresistible charm. Her flowing blonde hair and radiant smile were not just physical traits, but integral parts of the image of a free, strong, and vivacious woman on screen. She will forever run in slow motion in the minds of fans, a model of allure and magnetic presence that no one could ever forget. But the obsession with perfection in Hollywood doesn't age with time, and neither do the expectations placed on their stars. Pamela Anderson, like many under the spotlight, has struggled with that pressure, trying to keep up with the harsh standards of the entertainment industry. Breast augmentation, facial adjustments, and other cosmetic procedures became an inseparable part of her beauty journey. In an industry where everything revolves around maintaining youth perfection and a trendy appearance, Anderson couldn't escape the pressure to constantly change to meet these expectations. The invisible whispers of Hollywood, maintain youth, maintain perfection, maintain trendiness, echoed constantly, pushing her into an endless race where beauty and youth were always the measure of success. She not only had to struggle with public expectations, but also had to face the exhaustion and emotional toll of trying to live up to those ideals. But now at 57, Anderson has flipped the script of her life. The fillers and excessive enhancements are gone, replaced by a woman who embraces herself naturally with strength and pride. This is a surprising move not only for the public, but also for herself. Anderson has openly expressed regret over the cosmetic procedures of her past, choosing to age on her own terms rather than adhere to Hollywood's glamorous standards. She decided to abandon external changes and return to herself, showing self-acceptance and self-love without the need for beauty interventions. Anderson's decision is not only a declaration of freedom and self-acceptance, but also a lesson in facing age and change naturally without shame or hesitation. In an industry where maintaining youth and appearance is always prioritized, Anderson has proven that true strength lies in living authentically even as age changes. She has set an example for women in the entertainment industry, showing that aging is not something to fear, but a natural part of life that everyone has the right to embrace and cherish. But Pam is not just about changing beauty, she is about real transformation. Today, she is a driving force in animal rights, environmental activism, and empowering women. Whether she is advocating for PETA or redefining the beauty of aging in Hollywood, one thing is clear. Pamela Anderson is no longer just a beauty icon, she is also a symbol of self-acceptance. Caitlyn Jenner, once the greatest athlete in the world with a glorious Olympic title, has now become one of the most talked about figures in modern history after she transitioned in 2015. This was not just a personal decision, but a global event that drew the attention of the world. The groundbreaking Vanity Fair cover, where Caitlyn first publicly appeared as a woman, immediately went down in history, becoming an iconic image for the LGBT community and supporters of transgender rights. However, this fame also came with relentless scrutiny, not only regarding her gender identity, but also how she transitioned, especially when it came to her appearance. Caitlyn's open transformation of her looks sparked a lot of questions and contrasting opinions, from criticism about the transition process to backlash over the cosmetic procedures she underwent. Caitlyn's physical changes, while part of her journey to reclaim herself, have become a controversial topic in the public eye. While many see it as a powerful expression of freedom and acceptance, another segment of people questions the motives behind these cosmetic interventions. From Olympic gold medals to red carpet gowns, Jenner's transformation came with a series of major cosmetic surgeries, sparking intense debates on whether she was truly accepting her authentic self or simply exchanging one set of beauty standards for another. Some praise her courage, while others question why the transition seems to require pursuing Hollywood's feminine ideal, youthful, glossy, perfect. The irony is that even after stepping into her true identity, Caitlyn Jenner still finds herself struggling with society's unattainable expectations. She has changed her appearance, lived authentically, and publicly embraced her gender identity, but her life hasn't become any easier. As time passes, the conversation surrounding her continues unabated, with critics dissecting every action and decision she makes. While she has found freedom in living true to her identity, Jenner still faces scrutiny from the public and harsh judgment. Loyal fans are aging and defending her choices, but the criticism and challenges from society persist. However, despite the noise and criticism, Caitlyn Jenner continues to move forward with resilience. She continues to live and express herself without allowing societal expectations or scrutiny to diminish her confidence and ambition. Her journey is a testament to the power of self-acceptance, even when facing difficult challenges. The struggles Caitlyn faces come not only from the outside, but also from society's relentless expectations. Yet she hasn't given up, continuing to move forward in her journey to live authentically. She remains a strong advocate for the transgender community, using her platform to raise awareness and drive change. Love her or hate her, Caitlyn Jenner's story is not just about transition, it's about fame, identity, and the unyielding pressure of the public eye. Before social media and widespread beauty trends, Catherine Bach truly redefined the concept of sex appeal on American television through her role as Daisy Duke in the series The Dukes of Hazzard from 1979 to 1985. More than just a typical supporting character, Daisy Duke became a pop culture icon with her natural, sun-kissed beauty that was full of life and distinctly Southern American. Catherine Bach, born in 1954 in Cleveland, Ohio, grew up in South Dakota and studied acting at UCLA, bringing a very unique, different, and captivating presence from her very first audition. When the producers were casting for the Dukes of Hazzard, they were looking for a typical Southern blonde girl. However, Catherine, with her shiny black hair and radiant confidence, broke all traditional molds. Her presence on screen not only changed the perception of femininity and sex appeal at the time, but also created a charismatic and dynamic role model. The role of Daisy Duke not only brought Catherine instant fame, but also helped build a cultural icon that has lasted through many generations of fans. The version of Daisy Duke portrayed by Catherine Bach was not weak or merely decorative on screen. She was an image of intelligence, boldness, and confidence, especially when wearing her legendary denim shorts. This was not impulsive provocation, but truly a revolution in how women were perceived on the small screen. The show and the character quickly gained widespread popularity, with thousands of fan letters sent in each week and posters of Bach in costume selling over 5 million copies, a rare figure in American pop culture history. Despite achieving fame and becoming a famous pinup icon, Catherine Bach never wanted to be remembered only as a sex symbol. She always wished to be recognized as a true actress. She proved her acting abilities through many diverse roles in television series, notably her role in The Young and the Restless. Although her natural beauty has remained timeless, Catherine has dedicated most of her focus to her family and charitable activities, especially after her husband's tragic death in 2010. Her maturity and understanding of life have helped her balance fame and self-worth in a profound way. Christina Aguilera's transformation remains one of the most impressive and controversial makeovers in pop music history. From her pure image when she debuted in 1999 with the hit song Genie in a Bottle, to the many times she reshaped herself, later Aguilera has always used her appearance as an artistic statement, showcasing her strong personality and limitless free spirit. Each time she changed her style, she skillfully combined music and image to reflect different stages in both her career and personal life. However, in an industry where cosmetic surgery disasters frequently dominate the headlines, Christina's increasingly different appearance has become a constant topic of conversation. Although altering her appearance has always been part of Aguilera's artistic strategy, it has not been without its negative impact from public opinion. While many admire her strong ability to reinvent herself, there are also many who criticize her cosmetic procedures, viewing them as a sign of a lack of self-acceptance. However, Christina Aguilera has remained steadfast in her choices, showing that the pursuit of beauty is not always tied to insecurity, but can sometimes be a form of personal expression, helping her feel freer and stronger. She proves that in the high-pressure entertainment world, changing oneself does not necessarily have to be a bad thing as long as it comes from personal choice and does not diminish the essence of who one truly is. The noticeable changes in Christina Aguilera's face have led many to question the true reasons behind her cosmetic surgery decisions, especially when compared to the confident and sensual image she built in the early years of her career. Her weight loss of more than 18 kilograms combined with the natural changes that come with motherhood and aging has led many to speculate that she has undergone cosmetic surgery, fillers, Botox, and even a facelift. However, if we only focus on these rumors, we miss a deeper truth. Behind the glamorous Las Vegas stages and the dazzling red carpet appearances, Aguilera is grappling with the journey of rebuilding her career post-divorce, while also facing the immense pressure of maintaining her reputation in an industry that is often cold towards women once they pass their youth. With each change, Aguilera is not only experimenting with her appearance, but is also searching for ways to redefine herself in a world that constantly demands perfection and reinvention. She is not only an artist with outstanding performances, but also a woman struggling with the invisible pressures sometimes coming from the very expectations of the public. The pursuit of beauty or changing her appearance is not just a way for her to regain confidence, but also a part of her journey of self-discovery in a society that often measures a woman's worth by her appearance. Therefore, Aguilera's story is not just about cosmetic surgery, but about resilience and self-empowerment in an industry that is both challenging and harsh. Each change in Christina Aguilera's appearance is not merely aesthetic. It is part of a survival battle to adapt, to continue to exist, and to remind the world that she is still here, still strong, and still Christina Aguilera. Her story is a testament to the power of redefining oneself and fighting relentlessly in a harsh industry. Leave a comment with a 1 if you empathize with these stars, or a 0 if you have a different opinion. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any new videos. We always have fascinating stories waiting for you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.